Hey, travelers. Troy's back.
Hi.
Just in time for the 12 beers of Christmas.
I know when I'm needed.
Yeah. These are not the official 12 beers of Christmas. Not that they're official 12 beers of Christmas. These are our official.
These are officially the Taproom Traveler beers of Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, we adjusted them by size.
Yep. That's how you should always do beer flights, is by height.
Yep.
Take nothing else into consideration.
Absolutely. So anyway, we'll get to those real quick after, we talk about Hot Passport, because we got to talk about Hot Passport.
Don't drink without your passport. Yeah.
Get yours for 2020 online at hotpassport.com. Ooh. And then, you can check out the digital one. They have the app this year, too.
Oh, they got an app.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so much more likely to use an app.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about bringing something with you.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to check that out. And then what we've been talking about in previous weeks, we had stuff in the works for 2020, and we never really got around to it. Well, now we can get around to it.
Now we can get to it. Yeah, we are officially doing a live podcast, essentially. But a little higher production, a little bit more glitz and glamour down at the Pablo Center here in Eau Claire. For you guys who aren't familiar, Pablo is kind of a brand new performing arts center. It's very nice, very fancy, right on the river. And we're kind of in this room that jets out over the river, so it should be a fun location for sure. And we're teaming up with those guys to do 5 podcasts starting in January, 1 a month. I think January's already sold out before we even had a chance to tell anyone. It was that popular. So the other 4 months are still available for purchase. By all means, go to pablocenter.com and check those out.
I believe it's pablocenter.org.
.org. Oh, yeah. Glad Landon's here.
Yeah, and we'll put all that information down below just to make sure that we have it accurate, for you. And it's called Tasting Notes. We even have a title for it.
Oh, yeah. That's usually not what we do.
Yeah, not usually. Other than, Taproom Travelers, we haven't come up with a lot.
We were kind of a one-hit wonder there for a spell. Yeah, we call it Tasting Notes, and a lot of it is so we can focus in on specific breweries, and we're kind of trying to do a good tasting of both Wisconsin, national, and kind of regional breweries. So I think we have a pretty good lineup.
Yeah.
3 Sheeps will be one of them, so that'd be fun. Yeah, yep. And we're bringing people in from like beer reps and other people from the breweries who know way more about their particular beers than us.
Right.
Average Joes.
We're not there to look pretty, obviously.
Ooh.
But
we're gonna try.
Yeah. I'll even put makeup on if it helps.
Go get some pedicures beforehand.
Yeah. But it'll be fun. We'll be there. We'll kind of do the same thing that we do now, but obviously we'll study for it. Instead of just, sitting down and winging it like we do
just
every
drinking
week.
Beers
just
and
drinking beers and
pontificating.
Yeah. So anyway, check that out. Like I said, all the information down below, and we'll break into the beers. So I decided, at least for the first week, and who knows what we'll have for the other weeks. I mean, I do kind of, but this week I decided that, especially with the first beer, this is something that anybody, at least in Wisconsin and wherever, 3 Sheeps.
I'll tip it for you.
Oh, hey, thanks.
It's from Sheboygan, Wisconsin, so it's on the east coast of Wisconsin.
Not only do they make sausages in Sheboygan, they make beer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a one-stop shop for me,
right?
Then.
So, I mean, this is, single-serving size, and it's bonbon.
Yep.
So it goes with the theme of Christmas, candy.
Yeah. Sweet, wintery.
Right. Yeah.
And, 3 Sheeps is a kind of a great brewery story just to watch, in the sense that they were they've been around for a while, but they kind of went through a rebrand, I'd say about 4-ish years ago. Mm-hmm. And ever since they came out of that rebrand, they came out strong with a lot of great beers. I'd say they're doing their best beers now. So they're a fun brewery to kind of.
Now's a great time.
Now's a good time to become a fan of the 3 Sheeps.
And if you're not in Wisconsin, get someone, if they're doing a run for you to Wisconsin, make sure you get some 3 Sheeps beer.
Yeah. So this is Bonbon's a chocolate milk stout. I actually called the folks at 3 Sheeps and asked questions.
Oh, you know people.
Yeah, I know people.
What a guy.
But they, so what makes this beer interesting for me is obviously milk chocolate stouts are not new to 3 Sheeps, but there's always this ongoing debate: how do you infuse chocolate flavor into beer? Some people just use straight chocolate malt. You can soak cocoa beans in vodka and throw that in there. You can throw cocoa powder. There's extract. There's hundreds of different kinds of extracts. So there's like all these options to get that chocolate flavor. And what I learned today was that 3 Sheeps uses their whirlpool. So normally the part of the brewing process that spins out the debris of the beer and like almost like a filtration type method, but spinning, very traditional way. That's when they add their cocoa, which is a weird time to do it, if you ask me. I've never heard of anyone doing that.
Yeah.
But he said, I'm like, how do you not lose the cocoa in the spin? He's like, well, if you add enough, it sticks. Huh. He's like, you do lose some, but if the sheer volume that we add, some sticks. So, and to me, this might be one of the best chocolatey tasting beers I've ever had.
Yeah. And it's not overly sweet. It's more of a pure chocolate than it is overly sweet and chocolate.
Yeah, it's like eating a milk chocolate Hershey bar or something, It's not like you're not gonna like have a sugar headache instantly, but
I would say it's the lighter version of dark chocolate.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
It doesn't really have that milk chocolatey. It's smooth, but it's not really milky.
Yeah, it's got oats in it to kind of give you that smooth mouth feel and whatnot. But this is painfully good. It's only 5.5% alcohol.
So you can drink all kinds of
You can drink all sorts of it.
Yeah.
And
what a deal.
It's 12 IBUs, which I think is interesting because when you go into stouts, we'll probably talk about this as this progresses, but a lot of times people add a lot more hops to their stouts to balance it out.
Right.
So for them to do less and go for the lower IBUs, I find to be very interesting just because they're not trying to balance out that sweetness. They want you to get a lot of that malt sweetness and that cocoa. So nailed it, I guess. I don't know.
They got it.
Yeah, it's just,
and we learned something about adding cocoa to beer.
I feel like I could break this down more, but it just tastes like chocolate sweetness.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's a solid beer. I like it.
I'm a fan. Yeah.
Good one for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
So
that'd also be a good beer you could give to someone in your family who doesn't like beer, but likes like chocolatey desserts.
Yeah.
This might be a good gateway beer for them as well.
Agreed. So the next one I've had sitting around for a while. It's Goose Island, and what made me think of it for Christmas, a couple things. One, it just came the new versions of Goose Island just came out. So the new variants all came out, and if you can get a hold of them, you definitely should. And I've seen pretty decent reviews. The other thing that made me think about it is Christmas is a great time, especially if you're around beer drinkers. Christmas is a great time to pull out specialty beers, stuff that you had sitting on the shelves for a while.
Yep.
This is a 2017, so it'd be a great time. I don't have beer drinkers in my family,
nor do
so
I.
it'd be pointless to bring it home for Christmas.
I can maybe 30 people at my mom's house. I can maybe get 2 people to try it.
I'd be sitting there by myself drinking it. It's look like an alcoholic at Christmas.
Well, the thing too is this Goose Island Bourbon County is 14% alcohol.
Yeah,
so that's a lot of booze.
Right.
To consume by oneself. So this is a beer that deserves to be shared.
Yep.
And like you said, what better time than a holiday to bust out, especially when you're eating like a big turkey or ham or prime rib or something, this.
Or like I discussed last week with Beth, if you're dealing with an in-law, like a mother-in-law, now's the perfect time to break that out. And maybe then and only then is the time to just drink by yourself. If you don't have any beer drinkers in your life,
I feel like
break it out anyway.
You need to go into your holiday with a plan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, you can either be like, you know what, I'm gonna get fun drunk or I'm gonna get pass out drunk. And sometimes you just need to be like, I'm gonna drink enough of these that I can fall asleep during whatever god awful movie they put on.
Yep.
And just essentially
what'd you think of that movie? Oh yeah, it's great.
You need to do the old fashioned style of time travel. Drink a lot, pass out, wake up, say what happened. I'm in the future now.
Yeah. Oh,
that nose. I remember the very first time I had Bourbon County, I was not prepared for it. Somebody poured me a glass.
The first time you have a big boozy beer, you're never prepared for it.
Oh, yeah. And what makes Bourbon County so boozy is that there's always a little bit of whiskey left or bourbon left in the barrel when they add the beer. So there's automatically just...
And I'll tell you, this one, so it's sat around for 2 years now. The nose is very heavy. The taste... really super smooth. Yeah. It is mellowed like crazy.
Oh, that is fantastic. Yeah, Bourbon County. I've had the privilege of trying a lot of Bourbon County over the years, and I've got to do multiple verticals. Bourbon County does have I'd say it is a very ageable beer that should and must be aged because right when you get it, it's hot.
Oh yeah.
But after that 4 or 5 year mark, that was the least cool thing I've ever seen.
I am not going to do that when I send it back to you. because we'll have Bourbon County all over
I
there.
apologize.
Yeah, you should.
Anyways, it does, after a while, it does taper out where you lose a lot of the flavor. So you really want to go for that 3 to 4 year mark with your bourbon counties. So once again, if you're all like me or Lane and you're sitting on a pile of this stuff and it's 17 now.
Yeah, now's a great time. It says, I mean, the little label here says develops in the bottle up to 5 years.
Oh, so I was on point with that.
So
nice. I never read that before. I didn't even notice that was there.
I didn't, I'd never read it until tonight. But it's a nice little tab that they have.
It is. Oh, wow. That is a great descriptor, Alex.
Yes,
it is sexy.
It is a sexy
it is
beer.
Smooth. It's boozy, but in like a good way.
And I know there are a lot of people that are, down on Goose Island, and we don't need to get into that right now.
That's
anyway.
not really our job here.
No.
Our job here is to spread the good word when someone makes a good beer.
It's a good beer.
It's a great beer.
I would...
You actually just inspired me to buy a bottle tomorrow of like 2019.
2019. Let it age for a while. Yeah.
Focus on the art, not the artist.
Yeah, and the art in this case is great.
I mean, these guys made some of the first barrel aged beers that were like sold to stores. So like a lot of this, if you have a barrel aged beer at your local brewery and people are digging it, I mean, Goose Island had a hand in helping that be more of a thing.
Well, I mean, even when we talked to the guys at Central Waters, they Goose Island let them come down and tour their place and talk about barrel aging.
And Central Waters is another fantastic.
Well, and I mean, you taste Central Waters barrel aged beers, and they're wonderful.
Uh-huh.
So obviously they learned something on their
I don't want to like every once in a while in this show we come across a beer where we just stop and go, this is good. Damn it. I think the last time was when we had the Lefroy from Dangerous.
Yeah.
That was just like a all out good beer. This one is
this one's really good.
I've actually been drinking a lot of barrel aged beers lately just because I've been tasting good, and
it's been snowing.
Yeah, that may be it. Nothing cold. Fights snow. Like, you ever go out and shovel? You're like, I need some barrel aged beer to combat this nonsense. Oh, this is fantastic.
Did you have any other information about Goose Island?
This one is 60 IBUs. So like I said earlier in the show, sometimes people will balance out their big stouts with a lot more hops. Old Rasputin's another great example of that. And so in this, as opposed to this, which is only 13 IBUs, which is the international bitterness units. I guess I don't know. Have we ever explained what IBUs mean? Yeah, if you're new to the show, it's on a scale of 1 through 200. The average human can only taste up to about 100. So anything over 100 is kind of just pissing in the wind, and doesn't make any sense.
I grew up in South Dakota, so there was a lot of pissing in the wind.
Depends on which way the shed is.
Well, you turn the opposite way, and the wind just seems to shift. Doesn't matter.
Sometimes you don't have trees.
Yes, not a lot of trees.
Anyways, so to have a 60 IBU, which is more usually a number you would see in an IPA.
Yep.
I'd say your average IPA is probably around 60. To see that in a stout, which means you have to have a lot of malt to balance that out and still give it that malt forward. So this shows you how big of a beer this is. Like there's a lot of stuff in this beer.
What does IBU stand for?
International Bitterness Unit.
Or bittering units, depending on who you talk to.
I'm also like not great with verbiage, so.
Fact. I can attest for that.
If somebody's watched this show and they're like, wait, what? Come on. I barely speak English.
It's coming across well tonight. I gotta, even though English is your second language, good job.
First language is grunting. Now the beer I think we're both excited for, Yule.
Yeah, Yule. So this is actually brewed for, I think they call it a holiday ale. We're being a little more PC about that. It's brewed for the Christmas season, basically, holiday Christmas season.
Well, isn't Yule Slovakian tradition, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
If memory serves me correctly,
it very well could be, but this is a Belgian beer.
Yeah, well,
and I poured it wrong.
Yeah, well, that happens. If memory, so a Yule log is when you cut the base of a tree, so you get the biggest, roundest stump of a tree, and you put that in a fireplace. That's a Yule log. So those take forever to burn.
Right.
And that was like a holiday tradition in more Western or Eastern Europe, so more like the Slovakian states. And I believe they used to burn a big goat.
Yeah.
Because the Yule's a goat. So there's a big straw goat, and they burn it. I don't know why. But yeah.
Man, if you ever go to Slovakia, it's
But
weird.
they also probably look at me like, why are you taking a tree inside? Like, that doesn't make any sense either. So, yeah, holidays, man. Why are you putting a stock?
I can read you what the back of the bottle says. Yeah.
Laney knows how to read, everyone.
For centuries, Belgian breweries have created special beers to celebrate the holidays. So Boom Island Yule keeps the ancient tradition alive by brewing a robust, dark, and warming annual holiday brew.
Well,
Yeah.
we learned a lot.
And then
there.
it goes on about sharing with friends and family.
Yeah. We're talking about it on show.
Or, if you got a mother-in-law you got to drown out and just drink that whole baby right up.
This one is also only 12%, 12 IBUs.
Yeah, exactly. Just drink it out of the bottle. The one thing that I will tell you about Belgian beers, though, especially with the yeast that they use, you will always find a little bit of sediment on the bottom. Yule,
Oh, God.
always, punny. So punny, Alex.
Well, this is very different than three. Despite all of them being holiday beers and darkish in color, this one's a bit more copper in color.
Yep.
The other two were midnight black. Despite being a little bit more coppery in color, they're all holiday beers, but what a different flavor profile. We went from chocolatey to this like nice rich bourbon to this caramely, this kind of
And it's spicy. I mean, and if you've had Belgian beers, they all have spice is really the thing that they're going for, whether
Belgian
it's
yeast
clover
is just,
or whatever, banana.
orange peel.
You get something very different, I would say. So in this case, it's the same thing again. You're getting
Toffee.
yeah, and you get a little bit of
You get a little caramel, toffee, some spice. It's got a nice kind of like more like effervescent carbonation to it.
but still pretty smooth.
Oh, deliciously smooth. What's the ABV on this guy?
9.8.
Ooh. Looks like Troy's passing out for a...
It's about our wheelhouse for the.
Yeah.
You want to take a nap before you go home?
Well, I was going to say, when the mother-in-law decides that we're going to watch A Prince for Christmas on Netflix.
Oh,
it's
boy.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, where's that Yule at? You'll see me on the couch sleeping.
I'll be back.
Time travel.
I got to rest my eyes.
I'm not sleeping. I'm resting.
I'm resting my eyes. I'm listening. The story is great.
The Prince for Christmas sounds fantastic.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what I want to watch.
Or my in-laws like to watch the Westminster Dog Show, which I find bizarre. I'm sure there's viewers at home that are like, no, but we love the puppies.
We watched that.
That's bizarre too. I find your family also bizarre.
Oh, it was.
Is that the Christmas tradition?
Well, it was the Thanksgiving dog show. Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. When is the Westminster Dog Show on? I know it's a holiday. I don't care enough.
Day after Thanksgiving. It's after the parade.
Oh yes. Funny thing,
Yes.
I turned the parade on this year.
19th century commercials.
And why
Parade.
and why do we turn on the parade? Because that's what we did when we were little, right?
Yeah.
Turn the parade on. My daughter goes, "Why are you watching the parade?" And I said, "I don't know. Good question.
I feel like maybe we
I guess I've always done it."
That's how you start.
And so I just sat there questioning myself as to why I watched the parade. So
I was watching the parade because that's what my dad does because he's weird.
yeah.
And I was like, this is what commercials look like in the 18th century. Before they had television, they would line up a bunch of businesses on a road
Just
and
a
just
parade.
march them past you.
Yeah.
So, Troy, I did confirm it. It's actually called A Christmas Prince. And
A Prince for Christmas, Christmas Prince.
Last year, they came out with a sequel
Oh boy.
where they got married.
Oh, then
boy.
they get married in the first one. I wouldn't know. I was time machining.
I've never seen either of them.
And on that note, we're going to wrap this baby up. So, Hot Passport, hotpassport.com. All the information's below. All of the information's below about our live show at the Pablo. So
if you feel the need that you need to talk to us, we're gonna have after parties after.
Yeah. So we can go and have beers.
Even if you can't come to the show, we'll tell you everyone about the after parties, the hangouts.
Absolutely.
We'll just be a lot of us talking about beer in the most annoying way possible.
Yep, absolutely.
So that's pretty exciting.
Check us out on all the social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to us on YouTube. And until then, we'll see you next week with more Christmas beers. Prost. By now you've probably figured out that we like visiting different breweries, and we've been pretty vocal about one of our favorite travel companions, Hop Passport. When you visit any of the breweries highlighted inside, you either get 2-for-1 pints or buy one get one. That means you only have to visit a fraction of the breweries we do to get your money's worth. Visit hoppassport.com to get one featuring your state today. Hop Passport. Don't drink without yours.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, you can click down below where there's some more episodes for you to watch. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on episodes that you do watch. We hope to see you next time.